Hello and welcome to No Sevens Dice Club. I hope everybody's doing well. Everybody had a great New Year's. We're getting into the craps part of the season of what I like to do for my schedule. And so I would like to do a casino update. There is a few casino updates going along the Gulf Coast, and I also want to talk to you at the very end about what's going on in New Orleans. Because we do have the Super Bowl coming up. So if you guys do make your way down there, I would like to give you the updated version. I forgot to shoot the like pictures and stuff of the Harris Casino. In fact, I'm just going to talk to you about it right now while it's on my brain. They completely redid all of the Harris Casino. It is officially now Caesars, and hold on one second. I want to show you something pretty cool. So it's officially Caesars. So as you can tell, if I can zoom that in, New Orleans. So that's what they look like now. I had a couple of these chips with me, and my friend Moneybags came over, and I accidentally gave them too. So I got to go back to the casino and get a few more chips because I need to give them out to my subscribers that we exchanged chips for. So anyway, it's all done. It's completely redone. They've changed a lot of it. I don't know if the Fillmore above the casino is still going to be active. You used to have the escalators that will go up from the middle of the casino to the Fillmore. Those all have been removed. In fact, that whole entire, if you've ever been to the Harris in New Orleans, you know what I'm talking about. That center part, that dead center of the casino, it was all walled off. They had a few slots in there. It was a dance, a DJ booth. The ice bar was there, which I thought was kind of cool. You know, the bar stayed ice cold, and you could just put your drinks on there, and it would stay cold on there. So I thought that was a really cool invention. All that's gone. They just opened it up. It's still the center part, but there's no walls. There's basically a few slot machines, but right behind it, where the valet used to be, is gone. That's where the new High Roller Hotel is. Nubu, I think that's how you pronounce it. That they have over at the Caesars in Las Vegas, that hotel. Well, they have some of those rooms, and on average, those rooms go for about $500 a night on the weekday, and then on the weekend, on a non-event weekend, they go for about $1,000. Okay, and for an event weekend, Super Bowl, Mardi Gras, Sugar Bowl, whatever it may be, look for anywhere from $1,000 on the very low side, anywhere up to $2,500 for those rooms. So it is where the old valet is. If you remember Harris, that valet section that was attached to Canal Street, on the Canal Street entrance side. And well, now the valet is on the Poydras side of that street. So it just swapped places. And what the gift shop is gone. That's now in the new High Roller Hotel. So it's no longer on the floor on the Poydras side. A lot of all that's been changed around. They have all the new restaurants, the burger restaurant, the pizza restaurant, all that's there. The new Emerald's restaurant just opened up. All new carpet, all new everything. I mean, I think they said it was what, $200 million renovation that they did from the ground up with everything. It might have even been a little bit more. They just finished the Caesars Superdome with the renovations. That is now complete. That was a $500 or $600 million renovation after everything was all said and done. So a lot of stuff is going on, but It's all done. It's really cool to check out. It doesn't look like anything like the Harris Hotel. I mean, you feel like you literally just stepped into the Las Vegas Caesars Casino. They've done a really good job with it. Definitely wanted that brand recognition, and that's what they were shooting for, and that's what they got. I mean, you literally, I feel like every time I walk in there, and I haven't been there a lot lately, but they really knocked it out the park. And one of the hard parts for me is that parking garage is only 6 feet and 5 inches. Well, you know that I upgraded my vehicle. I have a truck now, and my truck sits at 6 foot 7 inches, so I can't fit in that parking garage. So I have to call. I have to either go park down the street, which I don't like leaving my truck on the street in New Orleans, or I have to take an Uber from another city to get in there, or have somebody drop me off. So it's not the, I can't get to that part anymore. I'm still working on parking situations. They have a parking lot across the street. I'm gonna see about seeing if I can park over there, because trucks can't fit in there. And I've always wondered that. I was like, man, you never see any trucks in this parking garage. And it's kind of nice. And now I know why. Because 6 feet 5 inches is the clearance over there for that parking garage. All right. So we talked about New Orleans and all the updates. And if you guys have any questions, just reach out and just comment below. But let's get into the other casinos. Not a lot of other stuff is really happening, but I wanted to give you some price updates as of what I saw last Tuesday when I was at the casino. And it's always subject to change. I get people who text me or comment me and say, no, Sevens, you said that the craps table was $10 and now all of a sudden it's $15. What gives? I don't know. I mean, I'm not the casino, and I'm not sitting here adjusting the price, and they're not sending me updates every day on the prices. This is as effective on Tuesday, the first week of January. So that's what I'm going with, guys. So subject to change. How about that? Or TBD. All right. The IP Casino, $10 craps table, $15 blackjack table, and a $25 Bach table. They have 2 Bach tables open all the time. The blackjack table is right there, right when you walk in, right past the security guard. It's right there waiting for you. And they shut down one of the craps tables. Before, you used to have 2 craps tables open during the day. Now there's only one. And it's not as full as it used to be, or at least on the weekdays that I've noticed when I'm starting to head back to the casino now. It's not as full. You might see 3 or 4 people, and that's it. Before, on the weekdays, 2 craps tables were open, and it was slap full. And now I can walk up to the craps table, wait about 2 shooters, and then all of a sudden it's my turn, and I got action. So it's kind of nice from there. I mentioned in the summer update that they had a lady over there that would bet $500, and she would shut down a whole entire baccarat table for the whole entire day. Well, she moved on, or they moved on. That's no longer the case. $25 tables for the Bach. Getting to Boomtown. I don't know if you guys ever been to the Boomtown lately, but I don't know if it's me because I've been gone for a while from Boomtown. I can't go to Boomtown anymore. I'm allergic to nicotine and cigarette smoke, and it's not really bad, but if I'm in a place that's filled with cigarette smoke, if I'm there for more than 30 minutes, my eyes start watering, my nose starts running, and usually I don't have a horrible effect when I'm at the casino because of how well the circulation is. But when I go to Boomtown, or this past time I went to Boomtown, I could only last 5 minutes, and I had to literally run out the casino because my nose and eyes were watering so bad. It is so smoky in there now. Everything is just covered in nicotine. It's just really bad. I don't know what's going on, but they have literally taken what Treasure Bay was going into Biloxi, as I used to call it, Smoky Bay. Now this is Smoky Town. It's really bad in there. And I don't know if, like I said, if it's just me or if it's always been like this. But the update is $5 blackjack table, all day long. They post it on stickers. They have it as soon as you walk in the door. It says $5 blackjack all day, every day. They have $15 Bach table, and they even have stadium Bach. So that way, if you don't want to play at the $15 table, they have a $5 Bach stadium with the camera, live with the dealer. So that way, it takes a little bit longer. I mentioned this to you before in the last casino update, but you still can play at a Bach table that's a live human, live dealer, and it's a lot cheaper than the $15 side. So if you're just learning Bach, or if you're bankroll, or if you're just not feeling it, that's a perfect place to go. They have 4 open slots for that Bach. Let's see, and they have the $3 craps table. I do notice that that craps table is a home run for Boomtown, because when I was there, it was full, and the last time I gave you the update, it was full also. So it seems like it's working well. It's like they say it's 6 feet. I don't think it's 6 feet. I think it's more like 4.5, 5 feet. And I'm not used to shooting at this, because I mean, you can sit here and look. I mean, this is, from one side to the other side over there, that's a 12-foot table I'm used to. So I can't shoot at my arm mechanics are not set for 6 feet. So I can't do it. Okay, well, let's get into one of the major casino updates I wanted to get into is Harris. I walked into Harris, and I noticed this back in December, and I wanted to do an update, and I just didn't have time, guys. I apologize. Harris brought back fire bets. I thought that was dead and gone. In fact, I'm going to post a picture. If I can get it on my phone, I'll post a picture right now of the fire bet craps table. When I saw this, I almost tripped over my feet, because I thought fire bets was gone. I thought the last of the fire bets I've ever seen was up in, where was I at? Shreveport, Kansas City. I can't even remember the casino. I think it was Shreveport was the last place. I can't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They have it back. Fire bets are back on the Gulf Coast, but there's only one exception and one problem. It's only available on the weekends, and it will be open Friday night at night. It was what the dealer told me. Saturday, and then Sunday morning, and then Sunday night they shut it down. So I don't know why they don't have it open all the time, but it's nice to see that fire bets are starting to inch their way back into the craps tables, because that's what a lot of us old school craps players grew up on, and it's what we love. We do have the ATS bets. We like that too, but man, we love fire bets. If you're a good shooter, or you have a hot hand that night, you can win some money on some fire bets. In fact, it's interesting when you talk about fire bets to the new craps players, and then you got to kind of break it down and explain what a fire bet is and how it all works. But guys, if you like fire bets and you're hitting the Gulf Coast on the weekend, make sure you stop by Harris. The dealer said it just depends on the table and the amount of people and everything else. But they have it starting out at $15, sometimes up to $25 on the fire bet craps table. Now, they do have the other craps table available all the time, and that is the crapless table that you always see. And they did move those tables away from the smoke-free section over to the sporting section at the Harris. And you know what I'm talking about if you've ever been there. And the buffet is gone. Now it's just a poker room where that is also. $25 Bach, and yeah, all right. And then $10 craps on the weekdays. That is it for that. I have this note right here that I want to get into in a second, but we're not there yet. The Palace, the smoke-free casino on the Gulf Coast, is $10 craps. Sometimes people have told me that they saw $5 craps there. I don't know if it's true or not. Every time I go there, I see $10, but I keep on getting people who keep on telling me, no sevens, there is a $5 craps at the Palace. So I don't know if it's there or not. Last time I was there, it was just one table. It was slap full, and it was $10. So that's what I'm basing it on of right there. But they do have $5 to $10 blackjack, and they have computer blackjack and computer baccarat. They don't have a dealer baccarat, which is I kind of wish that they would bring Bach to the Palace because it is smoke free, and because I'm allergic to nicotine, I'm kind of favoring that. But that's just me. Anyway, the Golden Nugget. Nothing else has really changed. They have all new felt tables for the Bach tables. So if you are a Bach player, one thing too, I'm going to interrupt myself. I did not put down roulette here because a lot of guys say they don't play roulette. So if you want roulette updates, let me know and I'll put it in there with the tables. But a lot of people say that no sevens, we're here for craps and maybe blackjack and some Bach, and that's about it. So that's all I'm doing updates with right now. But getting back to the Gold Nugget, all new felt tables for the Bach tables. They dropped it down. The lowest amount used to be $50 at the Gold Nugget. Well, now they have a $25 table there. They have a couple of $50 tables. They have a $10 craps table, and you never see anybody over there. In fact, the dealers love to go over there because they just sit around and just, shoot the shit because they don't have anybody to play because that table is so horrible. It's literally trampoline city, bounce city, whatever you want to do. And then a $15 blackjack. They say it's a $15 blackjack. I haven't seen a $15 blackjack. I've seen $25, but they say it's at the table all the way to the end. And I have to go check out the table, but I never do. So I'm going to put down the $15 blackjack. I just haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to go hunt for it next time I go back to Biloxi. All right, next up is the Hard Rock. That's a $25 to $50 Bach table. They have one for $25. They have one for $50. They also have a commission-free Bach table that's outside the Bach room on the casino floor. Sometimes it's open, sometimes it's not. But man, if you bet high money on the Bach games, that is a really nice thing when you're betting on banker. There is some rules, so you just make sure you're aware of the 7 rule for banker. So just be careful of that. I can't remember the whole entire rule for it, but it's commission free and it's kind of nice when you're betting pumpkin chips and everything else, $500 to $1,000 hands, and you don't have to pay that commission. It adds up pretty quickly in your pocket. It's really nice. They don't open up that table too often, but when they do, that's when you want to go slam that table and bring about a $20,000, $30,000 bankroll and just go punch them out real quick for a $10,000 quick payout, and you don't have to pay any of that vig. $10 craps table. Do not have the ATS bets over there. It's a good, solid, hard table, kind of like what I have here. It's a 12-foot table, really nice. Not a lot of people are on there. You can usually play craps pretty quickly unless it's on the weekend. Then that place gets slapped full, just like every other place on the weekend in the casinos. But on the weekdays, it's pretty nice. You can usually go in there, knock it out. Like I said, though, it's not a favorable table because they have no bonus bets whatsoever. So if you're not playing the numbers up top, the 4 through 10, there's really no point in playing it. $10 blackjack, and then the bow. Okay, so I have this in my hand, and I know I'm spending a lot of time doing the casino update, but I want to make sure that my next update is going to be in the summertime. So I'm only doing 2 of these a year now because there's really not a lot transitioning. So I want to make sure I give you all the proper information. So I'm going to bring this into view, and I'm sorry that my mailman, or mail lady, I should say, it's a mail lady, gave me this. And it looks like a dog ate it or some rain got on it. But what this is, I'm going to bring it in. This is what they're doing. It's called the Eye of the Viper. Yeah, Eye of the Viper. And it's the earning period. So what it is at the bow, January 1st through the 23rd, and then the drawing is on the 26th, you have a chance they'll have 5 winners that will win $10,000 worth of table play at each drawing, which is kind of cool. So those are the dates, as you can see on there. of you play and you can earn uh, tickets or whatever it is. It all goes on your card, and then they draw your name on that date. It's kind of cool to see it happen. I went there a couple of times. I played some Bach, um, but the way they have it now and the way they're structuring this, it's really just a scam. And what I mean by that is because when I tell you what the table prices are, you guys are probably going to fall out your chair. They have a $25 table. It's one table. They have, what is it, 9, 12 Bach tables at the Bow. Maybe a little bit less. Might be 8. I don't know. They have one $25 table. There are so many people on that $25 table, and then you got people double stacked. So let's say I bring my friend Moneybags with me. He's got himself a seat at the table, at the $25 table. Well, I'm going to give him my chips to bet on top of his chips. So that's what I mean by they're double stacking that table. And they don't want to open up another $25 table. Oh no, that just makes too much sense. And then, so you go from $25. I didn't even see a $50 table. Okay, that was non-existent. They had two $100 tables right next to the $25 table. Every table was open on a Tuesday. It was every table was full. Then they had 4 tables where it was $200, and then they had like another 4, another 5 at $300, and then they had one at $500. Okay, it's literally insane. At the $500 table, it's kind of cool because nobody was betting $500. Everybody was betting pumpkin and above chips, $1,000 chips. But this promotion, what they make during the earning period, more than pays for $10,000. I mean, it is insane the amount of people that are betting these huge amounts of money at Baccarat right there. And I mean, hey, look. I'm not knocking nobody's bankroll. Go in there, bet $50,000 a hand if you want to. If that's your jam, then that's your jam. But I just think it's so crazy that they don't give a chance for the little guy at the $25 table, but they have 4 or 5 $300 tables open, 4 or 5, $200 tables. It's just literally insane. Why can't you help out the smaller guy who will actually really benefit from the $10,000 free play? But that's just me. I'm getting off my soapbox. Let's move on. $15 to $25 craps tables. I don't know why the Bow only has 2 craps tables open during the weekday. Every single time I try to play craps, because I really like craps at the Bow, it's always full, no spots. And in fact, you would think that COVID just never existed 4 or 5 years ago. They literally have 5 to 6 people now on each side, and you are so squished in that you don't even have elbow room anymore. I mean, it is just literally crazy the amount of people that they have. Why can't they open up? They have, I think, a total of 8 craps tables. Why can't they bring in more dealers? I understand it costs more for those dealers because you bring in you got the stick man and you got the pit boss and then the 2 dealers on the side. So you're looking at 4 dealers. But if you literally have 12 people at each craps table, 24 shooters wanting to play, why can't we have more people? Because I would play more at the Bow if they open up another table. And those tables are not the same. On the weekend when they open up the other side at the Bow, not the side closest to the cashier cage, but on the other side where the slot machines are, those tables are 100% different. And be aware that those tables are bouncy. I don't know why those tables are different, but they are bouncy. And they did something to the tables when they refelt the tables, the ones that are always open closer to the cashier cage. That table used to sit about my waist, a little bit right where my belly button was, a little bit higher. Now it comes up to my chest. And I even asked the lady that, I said, did you level up these tables? And she couldn't give me a direct answer. She said we redid everything on the craps table, but the surface is still the same, but it sits higher, new felt, So, and that felt's finally starting to fade out a little bit. So it's a little bit slicker. So the dice land different now with that new felt. So something to keep an eye on at the bow. $15 blackjack. I went to go play blackjack, $50 hand blackjack last time I was there. And the dealer was literally screaming at me because, I mean, physically, like literally screaming at me to the point where the pit boss, the boss manager had to come over and have a talk with the blackjack dealer, and I just literally just walked away from the table. I just didn't even. I don't deserve to be screamed at because I have a certain way I like to look at the cards, which is totally legal because I do it all the time in Vegas and everywhere else I go, and I never get screamed at. And I don't know if he was having a bad day or not, but when I was over there, it was a $15 blackjack table, and I never went back. So, but anyway, let's move on. The Scarlet Pearl. $50 Bach table. They have two tables open. Will not go to $25. It's $50. Take it or leave it and move on. They have players that play there. They have players that like the Pearl. $10 blackjack. Play it all day long. They also are one of the only casinos on the Gulf Coast that has the horse betting over at the sports betting area. So you do find a lot of people over there who do like to bet on the horses, and that's where, if you like to bet on horses and stuff, that is one of the only casinos I know of that actually has the horse betting at the Scarlet Pearl. $10 craps table. They redo it right now. They have the Mardi Gras theme. I really appreciate how being an independent casino, a smaller casino, that they always keep up with the trends. They have Mardi Gras, they do a Christmas theme, they do Thanksgiving, Halloween. They always keep up with the themes. Really cool that the Scarlet Pearl does that. All right, you can't see it because you got the glare, but we're going to talk about the Hollywood Casino, which is in Bay St. Louis. I don't go there often. Moneybags, he goes over there for me, and he wanted me to give you some updates. So this is going by Moneybags, so don't shoot me when the information is wrong. Over at the Hollywood Casino, it is a new Bach room that they have built. They're bringing Bach back over there, and it's actually gaining some traction over there. You are starting to see some Bach players over there, according to him. They have a couple of tables open, so two tables open, $25 Baccarat. They have a $10 craps table. The problem with the craps table is there's only one dealer and one stick man. There's no pit boss during the weekday or another dealer. So you got everybody lined up on one side of the craps table and nobody else on the other, which can be great unless you like stick left one or stick left two. And if your stick left one or stick left two is not open, you got to go to the opposite side. It cannot be favorable for you. And they usually only have one cashier slash new card membership person to cash you out. So it's never a lot of fun to go to the Hollywood. That's the reason why I never go. But supposedly they have more dealers and stuff on the weekdays at the craps table. But it is $10 blackjack. Sometimes he says that it can be a $5 blackjack also, but they are doing a lot more other construction. Okay, so speaking of new construction, and I'm going to leave you with this. I've been talking for about 30 minutes, so I wanted to make sure I covered everything. And this is the last thing. So this is what's going on now. And last time I checked that the State Gaming Board of Mississippi has approved this. And from what I'm reading, right next to the Harris Casino. So if we're standing on the beach and the Harris Casino is right in front of us, and to the right is the Golden Nugget, and to the left is going to be the Hard Rock down the road. And we're looking on the beach, dead center of the Harris Casino, where to the left of it, where all that open land is. They have the nice, beautiful oak trees and all that. Yeah, you might want to take a picture of all that, because that's about ready to go goodbye. Supposedly, they just got the approval. They're going to level that whole entire land. I forgot how many acres they bought. It's supposed to be the most expensive casino on the Gulf Coast. It's supposed to be a $2 billion investment. and it's gonna rival what the Bow is, if not better. It's supposed to be like a music casino, kind of like what they were going to do in the year 2020, right next to Treasure Bay. That got completely canceled. I think that this might be it. I can't find the research that they just postponed it a few years, but supposedly everything got approved for this. They're supposed to break ground pretty soon. Um, they're just getting all the investors, getting everything, all the last minute details all finalized. But they're supposed to have a pier that goes out to the beach, and you can rent boats and sailboats. It's supposed to be a huge, from what the drawings are and everything else, it's supposed to be a really big casino. The biggest on the Gulf Coast. It's supposed to be even bigger than the Bow, and the Bow was $1 billion back in 1999. So I guess that would be equivalent to what this casino is in today's standards. $2 billion. Just to give you an idea where we stand, uh, the Wynn in Las Vegas was a $4 billion casino. So this is going to be a really nice casino on the Gulf Coast. Really looking forward to seeing it being built, and hopefully everything does get finalized and pushed through. And then there's also a second casino that they're working on the permitting, going through the stages right now. It's still in the early stages, but there is a second casino that's supposed to be on the Back Bay. I think it's supposed to be somewhere around Boomtown, from what I understand. There's these old docks that the shrimp boat people have been using for years, that have been parking there illegally. That land has all been supposedly sold off. They're going to bulldoze all those docks, get rid of those shrimpers. I don't know where they're going to go. And then they're going to build another casino on the Back Bay closer to where Boomtown is. And that's supposed to take shape. They're hoping for 2026, 2027 to get that land, the building approved, and start building and everything else. So it looks like we're finally getting through what was in 2020. We had 4 or 5 casinos. We had an amusement park. All that got killed with COVID. All the money dried up. But it looks like we're finally starting to get to where we got new resources, new casinos, new management, all coming to the Gulf Coast. And it's going to be a great thing for all the casino players that like to go to the casino. But I think this is probably the most in-depth casino update I've done, because normally they only last about 6 to 15 minutes, and this is going on almost 35 minutes. So guys, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I hope you hope all this information is valuable, and No Sevens is going to catch you on the flip side. I do have a craps video coming out. I'm working on the last bit of editing and trying to think of a great catchy name for it. So I hope you guys good luck at the tables, and No Sevens, we'll see you on the flip side.